Hey guys, Movie Junkie for life again, and this is going to be my review of Jack Reacher Never Go Back. This time around, Jack is trying to help a friend who has been framed for something, a crime she did not commit. And she's military, so we have that aspect of it playing here, and we get to see a little more about who Jack Reacher was before he became this lone wolf type character. This time around, his co-star is Kobe Smulders, and the story, like I said, it's pretty straightforward. This one, it's not as much as of a mystery as the first one, which I really enjoyed about the first one. They still have to figure out who is trying to frame her. So first of all, let's talk acting. Now, originally, I've never read any of these books by Lee Child. I didn't even know about them before the first Jack Reacher movie. And because of that, I didn't have an issue with Tom Cruise as Jack Reacher. I still don't. I understand the character is supposed to be like 6'4" and just a ton of muscle and huge, imposing type of guy, almost like more like a Chris Hemsworth type character. But I happen to think Tom Cruise did a fantastic job with the first Jack Reacher. I really, really, really enjoyed that movie. It's one of those movies I watch over and over again whenever I get time. And here, he does well again. You know, he portrays the character really well here. There's a kind of confidence to this character. He's like, you know, he's a MacGyver of mystery when it comes to his line of work. He was military police, he was an investigator, and you always get this feel that there's so much more about him to know and to learn, and I really like that. Kobe Smulders, she worked well here. You all know her from S.H.I.E.L.D. So she played Nick Fury's right hand, Maria Hill, and here, you know, she's fine. She does her job well. My real issue with this movie, with this story here, is that, okay, let me get back to that in a second. So like I said, the acting is fine. The story is what I just told you guys. You know, she's been framed for a crime she didn't commit. The military has arrested her. So you get to see the military aspect of this thing. And, you know, there's a mystery afoot. But it's hard to go on without really saying what my issue with this. I don't know if it is that this story wasn't as engaging as the first one. I don't think that's what it is, because I looked it up, and the directors have changed. Christopher McQuarrie, the director of The Usual Suspects, was the director of the first Jack Reacher. And here the director has changed. I'm sorry, I'm spazzing out on his name right now. I'll remember it for you guys and put it in there. The director is now the director of Love and Other Drugs and movies like that, Defiance and so forth. Now those are good movies, but something about the way this Jack Reacher was done, the way it was directed, the rhythm was off. That's the best way I could put it. The first one, I mean, from the opening shot with the guy sniping all those people and you don't know why, to the way the investigation was handled, to the way Jack Reacher was almost like this mythological, like John Wick, you know, this mythological type character that people know about and fear, but they don't know everything about him. I loved the way that unfolded in the first one. Even the villain in the first one, he himself is a mystery. We don't even know anything about that guy all the way up to the end of the movie. This one is just, I've seen it before. I've seen the story before where, you know, you have a military aspect, you have some kind of agenda going on within the military, within the government, whatever. And so I don't think the problem, oh, and you also have a side story of a young girl who Jack Reacher thinks may or may not be his daughter. So you have that aspect of it playing out. And that again is part of it that I did not like. I did not care about this girl. This girl irritated me from the word go. It was one of those type of teenage characters where, you know, she's snarky and she's street smart, and she was just annoying to me. The only time I really liked this girl was like when half of the movie was over. The first half is just the way she's portrayed. I'm not blaming the actress, just the way this character was written is such a generic cliche type of thing, you know, the teenager with the heart of gold, but they have an attitude on the outside. It was just annoying and I didn't like it. And I didn't see the need for that story. I guess it's in the book, but I really didn't see the need for it. It did add an element to Reacher in where you see his loneliness. You know, you see that he's a man who claims that he wants to be alone, but he's very much a man, you know, in search of something more. But it just didn't work for me. So I didn't like the direction and the way this movie was directed. I didn't like the pacing. I didn't like the editing. I just thought this could have been so much better. It kept showing you hints of brilliance, and then it would just go back into the generic action movie mold once again. Listen, in an age where we're getting movies like The Accountant and John Wick, this is not acceptable to me. Jack Reacher was so good. Jack Reacher Never Go Back, it was just another action movie. It just, I wanted to really, really, really enjoy this movie, and I just didn't. So I'm sorry, guys. I think this is just another generic action movie. This is something that you can watch at home and you'll forget about it after you see it. Part 1 to me was excellent. For me, it's like an 8 out of 10. Jack Reacher Never Go Back, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. There's some good moments in there, but the fight choreography was nowhere near as good as the original. The story is just too generic, and the way the movie's paced, it's too choppy. It's a long minutes of dragging and nothing, and then action. So I'm sorry, guys. Jack Reacher gets a 6.5 out of 10. So there's nothing really wrong with that. It's not a bad score. It's just, in my opinion, it's just a straight to DVD type score. Okay, guys, that's it. Till next time. Bye bye.